be able to get there a lot quicker. So that's what we're doing here. The question that you're probably asking is, how do I know when I got there or not? That's a good question, and that's kind of why a lot of people have problems, is because I think the number one problem that people are trying to learn how to hone, this is my personal opinion, and based on the razors that I've gotten, is that they don't spend enough time on the low grits. They don't actually establish that sharp bevel before trying to move on to the polishing stones. So the tests that I use to be able to tell if I'm there, I use 3 tests, mostly 2. A thumbnail test, a thumb pad test, and some version of cutting hair. It can be arm shaving or a hanging hair test or whatever. And it's it's something that you have to develop the feel for, and I want you guys, the new people that are here, to actually help me out with this so that maybe I can get some of your input. I know what these tests feel like because I've been doing this for a long time, but it really doesn't matter. It's about you guys learning how to do it. So the first thing I can tell you is that if you can run your finger down a blade like this without it cutting you, it's not sharp.
Bad test.
I got this, somebody sent me this razor. They did 3 aggressive pyramids. I don't know, they did a 20-20, a 50-50, whatever. And I get the razor back and I can look at it. I can still see that there's little chips in the edge. And I can run my finger like this. It's not there. That's why it's not, I don't have to put it to my face to tell you it's not going to shave well. So new guys, anybody that's learning how to hone right now, could you come up to the front and just kind of feel this edge right now? Here, why don't you feel the edge? Don't push into it and whatever. But you can. Here, before I do it, I want to show you how I perform the test. The thumbnail test. Wet your thumb right there. No pressure, just the weight of the razor. Drag it across. And what you'll be able to tell that an edge is sharp because it'll actually have a drag in your fingernail. It's just a feel that you have to develop, but it's resistance. It's not like this one slides right across it with no resistance. It's just like glass because it's a rounded bevel. If it were sharp, it'll dig in a little bit. This is how I perform the thumb pad test. A lot of people are confused about how to do this. I've seen people do it different ways, going across this way. This is kind of more testing and knife sharpness for me. The way that I perform this test, I take a portion of the blade and I very lightly touch it and move it forward just a slight amount. I don't want to move it forward the whole way because if it's a sharp razor, it'll cut me. But just a little amount, and I'll be able to feel it with just that, right there. If it digs, if I could feel it slicing into my thumb, then that's a sharp razor, or it's actually at least in the ballpark of being sharp. This one, it's not sharp, and also it won't shave hair on my arm if I push into it, And remember what I said about a coarse stone being a 1K for a razor. For a knife, that's really, really, really sharp. And I can easily make a knife shave hair with like a 500 grit stone. So you're not even in the ballpark of being sharp right now if you can't do it. So why don't you guys feel this razor? I've actually brought this one to 1K. No, okay, come back here. What you're doing is you're kind of going sideways like this. Yeah. I don't really feel that that's very useful for me. Okay. I need to actually go forward a little bit. You're not going to feel anything on this razor because it's not sharp, but that's how you do it. This razor is sharp at the 1K level. I've taken this particular razor. I've made it sharp with the the DMT-E. And so it's where is it? It's at this green edge. Feel it with your thumb, and describe if it feels like anything different to you. Why don't you move more towards the middle of the blade? Do you feel that different? Can
you immediately feel it sinking into your thumb. It's a lot, like it feels sharp.
And that's the one kid. Maybe try to maybe shave just a little wetted area. I don't know if you wet, an area of hair there. It should easily shave it off in all the different portions of the blade. So, anyways, you should be picking up hair. You should be well careful. Don't okay, yeah. But it'll actually above the hair that's above my arm right now. I'm at the 1K stone, and it'll actually pull off hair there. So why don't you give it to somebody else
and
to
do
just feel that.
The thumbnail as well? Did you want to?
You could do the thumbnail on that one. I don't like using the thumbnail test. Or if you want to do the thumbnail test, you can do it. Never do it past the 4K because the edge, your thumb is actually abrasive enough, hard enough to actually damage the edge. So if you want to do it, that's fine. Here, do you feel anything on that, or
Not much.
is that the sharp razor?
No, that's
okay.
That's completely
The
dope.
butter knife.
Okay, the butter knife. That's the one that. Who's got the sharp razor?
Sergio has it right now.
Okay, why don't you pass that on? If you guys could just describe what you feel, that would probably help.
This is you can only use this one in the 1K.
1K only. It's sharp at the 1K.
It already feels sharp.
You could shave with that razor. I'm like if you shave
It has
with
no
it,
polishing whatsoever.
no polishing whatsoever. That's the 1K level. All right. Is it picking up arm hairs? No.
Almost.
Almost.
But it's sharp. It feels
Yeah.
sharp. Yeah.
Why don't you pass that to one more person?
I don't leave with my arm here.
So why would you use
Just strap it on your hand, it'll cut that out.
Do you feel anything different there? Does it
Yeah.
feel sharp?
Just a question.
Yeah.
Do you actually use all three tests? And why wouldn't you say just use the hair test?
You could. Different people like different tests. I like to use as many different tests as I can. The thumbnail test for me, it's not very useful, just because even if an edge is not quite there yet, it'll feel good on the thumbnail, and for me the thumb pad is more sensitive, and I can feel it. So I never do the thumbnail test. And with the hair test, there's different levels. Even this blade, as sharp as it is, it'll feel different than this is a shave ready. This is completely polished, and you'll still feel that same amount of it'll dig in, but it'll feel different. It'll feel even sharper. Somebody else feel this shave ready blade. That one's polished up to a cuticle level. Wet your thumb a little bit too before you do it. You can spit on it here. But wet your thumb and feel it.
Yeah.
Is that?
It seems to drag a lot more.
And it'll cut hair. It's just you have to be able to it's very little differences, but you'll be able to tell if you that one should pick up hair pretty good.
I was just saying if we pick it up above the
Oh yeah,
above the skin,
It should
that's
definitely.
fine.
Yeah. Does that feel pretty good? Stropping it will actually help it even more. That one hasn't been stropped. So these tests, I know I'm taking a little bit of time here, but this is actually pretty important to be able to pick this up
You
on.
hear the pops as well.
It pops.
If you hear the popping of your hair as they come on.
And if you don't have your own blade that's shave ready, somebody gave me the idea that you could buy some DE blades, and you can kind of feel what it should feel like on your thumbnail. It's kind of a way to calibrate your test. Feel how it feels in your thumb, on your thumbnail, and also cutting hair and stuff. So you can use a blade. If you're not here with somebody that can teach you what to do, either get a blade that you know is shave ready, or get a DE blade and check it out. So is that good?
This one is shave ready.
Yeah, that one's shave ready.
It's very, very, very sharp.
Okay.
Have you stropped it already?
No, not yet. So, what we're going to do right now is we're going to bring this blade, this is another one that's dull. Somebody you can tell me, maybe it's